All right, Mr. Glazer, are you ready to proceed with Mr. Lester?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
All right, we're on the record in file 23-21516-FH, People versus Donald Raymond Lamont Lester. We are here today for a pretrial hearing in this case, and we are proceeding today by video conference. First, let me ask the attorneys to place their appearances on the record, beginning with Ms. Meir.
B.B. Meir on behalf of the people.
John Glazer on behalf of Mr. Lester, Your Honor.
All right, and Mr. Glazer, where do we stand with Mr. Lester's case today?
Yeah, Your Honor, I'd ask to set it over for another pretrial. I guess I'd like to address bond. I've never met Mr. Lester until today.
You help people to see they do another trial.
This is handled by Mr. Murphy
We're waiting on my information.
in district court.
All right, sorry, we had some background noise happening. What was that you said, Mr. Glazer?
I'd like to set it for another pretrial. I think there was an exam, so we need to get the transcript ordered on that anyway. But I would also like to address bond. I haven't met Mr. Lester until today, Your Honor. This was handled by somebody else in district court.
All right, what is it you would like to say about bond?
Yeah, Your Honor, I guess I'd ask for a PR, but there's 3 charges here: possession of meth and a couple R&Os, and it obviously there's a habitual on it. He looks like he's got some receiving and concealing, escape, and aggravated burglary. Those are quite a ways back. They're over 20 years ago. There's a small amount of methamphetamine here. And it would be helpful to me if he was out to so that I can meet him in my office to review this case with him once I get the transcript. The other thing is, Your Honor, the information doesn't list an address for him, but he has an address. He's living here in Adrian, and in fact, his I think it's his son is in his senior year of high school here.
All right, Ms. Meir, anything people would like to say?
Just, Your Honor, obviously, given his criminal history and the fact that he was bound over and a habitual 4th offender, I think a PR bond would be too low. I don't know exactly what his bond is set at. I guess maybe it could be reviewed, but I don't think a PR is appropriate, just given that. He was also, and it was testified to an exam, that he had actively resisted and was combative to the officers when they attempted to arrest him on the methamphetamine. He also did give it a fake name at first because he had 2 active failure to appear warrants out of Monroe, one out of Monroe and one out of will be our court from Blissville.
They were traffic tickets, Your Honor, and those got dismissed on the one that I'm dealing with now.
Yeah, that's what he got arrested for, was some outstanding traffic tickets, failure to appear, I think.
That's why I moved back to Adrian. Plus, my son's last year of high school.
All right, well, I appreciate it's your son's last year of high school, but a bond needs to be designed to ensure Mr. Lester's appearance at court. Given the information that the court has available to it about various factors speak to that and some other things. So Mr. Lester currently does live here in Adrian and has a local address, apparently some kind of tie to the community through his son. I'm a bit more concerned that he's charged in this case with 2 counts of resisting and obstructing. He does have his past conviction in Ohio for escape, which speaks to
I might say something real fast.
Mr. Lester, please don't interrupt me. I think those speak to his willingness to comply and the likelihood of coming back to court. So the bond is currently set in the amount of $20,000 cash or surety. I would agree with Ms. Muir at this point. I don't think a PR bond in this case is significant enough, is enough to satisfy me that Mr. Lester would continue to appear. I am willing to reduce that bond to a $5,000 cash or surety bond with a GPS tether. And I think under those circumstances, the court would be satisfied that Mr. Lester would appear for future court hearings. So that's what I'm willing to do with respect to bond. I will adjourn this out for another pretrial on November 1st at 8:15 a.m.
Mr. Olsaver, I have to meet, because I got a letter from him as well that I have to meet twice. I think it's twice a week. I got a letter.
I can't understand. I need you to sit closer to the microphone, Mr. Lester. I
I
can't
got a
hear you.
letter from Mr. Cross stating that I have to meet him twice a week if I may. That was another reason why.
I can't, Mr. Lester, I'm sorry, but the microphone's not picking up your voice and I can't understand what you're saying.
Hello, can you hear me now?
That's better, yes.
Okay, I got a letter from Mr. Darren Cross, and I was instructed to meet with him twice a week while out on bond. That's the reason why I asked for a signature bond. I have no problem with it. I can't afford it. I don't have it in cash right now to be able to make bond. So I'll be sitting here idle, and I'm just trying to get out of here so I can go ahead and finish going back to work and getting ready to go back to school.
All right, I appreciate that. I've made my decision on bond, Mr. Lester, and that I'm not going to change that decision at this point.
Thank you.
Next pretrial?
November 1st.
Thank you.
Your Honor, does the court order the transcript from the district court?
Does not appear that that has been ordered at this point, but we will do that.
You're going to order that? Okay.
Are on the record in file 23-21516-FH, People versus Donald Ream and Lamont Lester. We are here today for a pretrial conference in this case, and we are proceeding today by video conference. First, let me ask the attorneys to place their appearance on the record, beginning with Mr. Bayonetto.
Alex Bayonetto for the people.
You are muted, Mr. Glazier.
John Glazier on behalf of Mr. Lester.
Mr. Glazier, where do we stand with Mr. Lester's case today?
Your Honor, at this point, I can't talk to Mr. Lester. When we try to talk, he just starts screaming and yelling at me and won't listen to anything I've got to say. There's been a plea bargain offered to him, but I can't even get a chance to get it into him. I'm looking back at my notes, and Mr. Murphy apparently had the same problem with him on September 21st. He said he was going to represent himself, and he ended up waiving it. And Mr. Murphy has notes that all he did is scream and yell at him, and he didn't like being trashed on the record by his client. If Mr. Lester doesn't want to listen to me, and I can't even get him to listen at all, Your Honor, all he wants to do is scream and yell. I told him I'd set it for trial. He didn't want to set it for trial. What he really wants to do is vent. Now, there are some notes that he may have some mental health issues, according to a family member. But if Mr. Lester doesn't want to talk to me, I don't know what to do other than just...
What did you just say? What did you just say? A family member did what?
Mr. Lester, please sit down and be quiet.
A family member called in and said you may have some mental health issues, which may mean we need to evaluate you.
My family member couldn't have. There's nobody up here with me but me.
Phone call.
There's no one here but me. And if you have a name, please let me have it with a phone number, because I've been trying to call my family for the past 3 months, sir. And on top of that, Mr. Salvatore, understand something, Mr. Olsaver? Let me say something, please. Can I say something?
All right, both of you stop talking right now.
Okay, that's fine. I'm willing to listen, but this is getting ridiculous.
Mr. Lester, I said stop talking, continuing to talk.
No,
You
it
continue to Mr. Glazier, stop talking. That is not a difficult instruction.
Wow.
And I am not going to lose control of this proceeding.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Mr. Lester, I've muted your device. I instructed you to not talk 2 times, and you continue to talk. I can't hear what you're saying. You're on mute. Mr. Bandetto, is there a plea offer in this case?
There is, Your Honor. Mr. Sneed extended a plea offer to Mr. Glazier of a plea to attempted possession of methamphetamine and the 2.
All right, Mr. Bandetto, I'm going to interrupt you for a moment. Mr. Lester, you unmuted your device. I am muting it again. If you unmute it, I'm going to hold you in contempt. I'm sorry, Mr. Bandetto, what is the plea offer?
That's okay, Your Honor. The plea offer is attempted possession of methamphetamine and then the 2 R&Os as charged. I believe Mr. Sneed would also be dismissing the habitual offender notices as well. No habitual offender notices, and with an agreement to no MDOC time.
All right, so Mr. Glazier, are you asking to have Mr. Lester reviewed for competency and or criminal responsibility at this point?
I guess I'd still like to a chance to talk to him when, Your Honor, if we do that, it's going to take at least.
All right, I'm sorry to interrupt, Mr. Glazier, but I'm just trying to keep a record of what's happening. I thought Mr. Lester had left the room, but he's not. He's still here, so I'm sorry. Continue.
Those evaluations will take at least 90 days to 120 days. The prosecutor further indicated on this, well, that we could address bond, which I have set for this afternoon, but the prosecutor had indicated he'd have no objection to a PR bond if we get this matter settled. I need to speak with Mr. Lester, but see if he can calmly talk about this plea bargain with me.
And Mr. Lester, I'm going to send a request to unmute your device. Is there an officer that's there with Mr. Lester that can unmute that device at the jail, please? Mr. Lester's apparently talking to someone. I cannot see who that is that he's talking to. Is there an officer at the jail with Mr. Lester?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, thank you for unmuting that device. Mr. Lester, did you hear the plea offer that's been made by the prosecutor?
I don't even understand what that means. What are you talking about as far as it goes? Is he on the jail? Can I finish?
I'm asking you whether you heard it or not.
Did I what?
Did you hear the plea offer made by the prosecutor?
Kinda. All I know is something about a no habitual attempted
All right.
that and the third. I don't understand what that means as far as that go. What is he offering? No jail time, probation?
Do you want to talk to Mr. Glazer to get an understanding? He can explain.
I'm trying to, man. I'm trying to. I haven't talked to this man in 30 days. 30 days, Your Honor.
Mr. Glazer just said he would like to talk to you to explain that offer to you. But you need to be able to sit and listen to what he says. Do you want to do that?
Being railroaded. What am I supposed to do? Yeah, I'm willing to.
You're not being railroaded. I'm asking you whether you want.
Get out some Glazer.
All right, Mr. Lester, if you're not going to participate and answer my questions, I'm just going to set this for another.
Yes, bro. I don't know how many times do I got to say it. Let me talk to Mr. Glazer, please.
Okay, thank you. That's the first time you've said that. So I will set up a breakout session for you with Mr. Glazer right now so that he can explain the plea offer to you.
Ernie, man. Oh.
Okay, we have Mr. Glazer and Mr. Lester back from the breakout session. Mr. Glazer, where do we stand with Mr. Lester's case at the moment?
I don't want him no longer represent me, sir. Can we get somebody else, please? He's trying to, and he belittled me and broke notes, him and Mr. Murphy. I would like to get somebody else, please.
Mr. Lester, I only have the ability to appoint the public defender's office, so.
Okay, but not out of their office.
Mr. Lester, stop interrupting me. I'm trying to explain to you that I only have the ability to appoint the public defender's office. I've done that. We've been through 2 attorneys now that you have not liked. You don't have the ability to pick your public defender. One has been assigned to you. If the public defender's office chooses to make a reassignment, that's their business, but I cannot make them do that.
Okay, that's fine. I still don't want him to no longer represent you, Mr. Olsaver. I want you to see what's going on for yourself before I make any decisions. That way you see it for yourself, Your Honor. I'm not trying to sit up here and go back and forth with Mr. Glazer because there are certain things that I've asked him to do that he won't do. One being that there's a prior footage camera that he won't even subpoena, for one. And then on top of that, it started on August 2nd, but I was arrested August 4th, so they harassed me for 3 days. He also was supposed to get the transcripts that he does not have, that I had to send off for myself. He hasn't came down here to talk to me. Every time that he says he does, this wind up happening. This is why I'm upset, Your Honor. It's because I'm not being able to talk to anyone. I don't talk to my sister because he just told me the fact that he talked to her that I have mental health issues. I have not talked to my sister since 2015 when my mother passed away because she put me in jail behind some BS in the first place. I had to hitchhike back home to Akron, Ohio, just to go to her funeral. So we don't talk. And Mr. Glazer continues to sit up there and belittle me and slander my name to you, him and Mr. Murphy taking notes when they know what they're doing. That's a conflict of interest. That means they're talking behind my back. There's no way this is going to work between me and him. He's sitting there.
Mr. Lester, I'm just going to interrupt you because I want to correct one point.
Okay.
Mr. Glazer has not said anything to me that has not occurred on the record about you or about your case. And so to the extent that you just said that Mr. Glazer is somehow communicating with me about you and
I said Mr. Murphy,
that is
sir.
Incorrect. That is false, sir.
I said Mr. Murphy, not Mr. You. I never said
The same goes for Mr. Murphy. All
Yes,
right?
he did.
Neither
He
of
just
them
sat there and told you that.
Mr. Lester, do not interrupt me.
Wow. Finally, man. That's
My obligation in these hearings is to create a record that can be. Do not unmute that microphone, Mr. Lester. Can you hear me? Shake your head yes if you can hear me. I need to make a record of these proceedings. That cannot be done when you are talking over me when I'm trying to explain something to you. It is disruptive to these proceedings and makes it impossible to create a record. And all this is doing is dragging things out and making it take longer. So I'm going to unmute your device once again, and I do not want you to interrupt me when I'm talking. And I want you to answer my questions directly when I ask them. Do you understand that? All right, go ahead and unmute the device. If you need help, you can ask the officer that's with you to unmute that device.
Guys, I don't trust none of y'all. I swear to God.
All right, Mr.
I don't trust none of y'all.
Mr. Lester, all right, at this point, I don't think Mr. Lester is in a position to be able to continue this hearing. So I'm going to adjourn this hearing to next week, November 8th at 8:15.
Man, I don't want him as an attorney. I'm sorry.
All right, if we can address who represents you next.
I don't want him as an attorney, man. Y'all railroad me, man. This is exactly why the blacks don't trust the justice system. Exactly why. That man harassed me for 3 days in. I'm figuring up and I'm being accused of doing something. This is crazy. This is crazy. I just want to phone number. I was talking about daughter.
You call and ask.
Crazy, man. I can't take this. I don't think don't doing me like this.
Let me first ask the attorneys to place their appearance on the record in the People versus Lester case, beginning with Ms. McClure.
BB McClure on behalf of the people.
Yeah, good morning. Michael Dagger-Margosian for Mr. Lester.
All right, and Mr. Dagger-Margosian, where do we stand with Mr. Lester's case today?
Your Honor, I'm going to ask the court to do two things. I'm going to address bond in a moment, but on the case itself, in reviewing it, it appears as though there was a preliminary exam. We still need that transcript. In speaking with Mr. Lester, my understanding is that there probably will be some evidentiary issues that I want the court to weigh in on and make a decision. But ultimately, this case probably will be litigated. Mr. Lester has been in jail since the date of this incident, which is over 4 months at this point. Obviously, pre-trial, obviously before conviction and presumption of innocence does apply. I think it would be inappropriate for him to have to remain in jail while fighting this case. And this is the count one is a non-assaultive charge. And in reviewing the case and watching the video, counts 2 and 3, the R&Os are suspect at best, I would put it at this point. So I'm asking the court to change Mr. Lester's bond to a PR to allow him to have better communication with me and be on the outside of jail while fighting his case.
All right, Ms. Meir, anything you would like to say with respect to the issue of bond?
Judge, we did just have a bond review, and we did reduce the bond to $5,000 cash or surety with the GPS tether. There was a prelim in this case. I think with it being bound over, there wasn't anything to suggest that there was anything to suggest that Mr. Lester wouldn't be convicted of these charges, and that obviously can be considered here at in a bond review. I don't think another review of bond or another reduction of bond is appropriate in this case.
Your Honor, may I just respond briefly?
Go ahead.
The 5,000, it might as well be 5 million. I mean, he doesn't have any money to post at this point. And I disagree with Ms. Muir to the convictions. And if that is, I mean, yes, that is a factor of bond, but it's minimal at best. Obviously, the two big factors that a court takes into account is safety to community and appearance to court. And I don't have any indication that those are implicated here.
Great. Well, one concern I have is that the information lists his address is unknown. So where would he be living?
1121 Division Street. I just been in contact with a friend of mine. She's been writing. Her name is Danielle Heath. And my son is here in this town. This is his last year of high school, Mr. Olsaver. He goes to Adrian High School. His last name is Dante. His first name is Dante. His last name is Lester. This is his last year. No.
All right. So what I'll say, Mr. Dagger Margosian, is I am willing to consider it, but not simply based on what I have in terms of argument here today. So if you want more developed information that goes through the actual bond factors, I appreciate that he challenges that he doesn't think he's going to be convicted. But at this point, I don't have anything to analyze, anything in front of me to analyze with respect to that issue in front of that. I don't have solid information about where he'd be living, who he'd be living with, and all of the other bond factors that I would need to consider to make a thorough determination about this. So I'm going to say I'm not denying the request for now, but I am willing to consider it if we have, again, more developed information that addresses more of the relevant bond factors.
I'll file a motion to the court.
All right.
Speak with you whenever you get a chance after this too. Whenever you get a chance, it don't matter whatever day you can pick. This is an unsigned warrant right here in front of my face, right here, unsigned by police officer.
All right. Let the record reflect I've muted Mr. Lester's device. I will adjourn this to January 24th at 8:15. Mr. Dagger Margosian, if you would like to schedule your bond hearing before that, you're welcome to schedule it at any time that we have available.
I'll do that, Your Honor. Thank you.
What's the next pretrial, Judge? I'm sorry.
January 24th at 8:15 a.m. Mr. Dagger Margosian, do you know if the transcript has been ordered?
I reflect that it has, but I guess we should check the court file. I believe it was ordered at the October pretrial.
Yeah, it should have been, Your Honor. I'm still going through the notes on the case, but if it hasn't, obviously we'll put the order in, but it should have been.
All right, I'll review the file. If I can't determine that it's been ordered, I'll order it, and we'll get that as quickly as we can. All right, anything else we need to address today, Ms. McClure or Mr. Dagger Margosian?
Your Honor, nothing on the file, but I'm just wondering if I can just pop into a breakout room with Mr. Lester just very briefly.
Yeah, give me a second. All right, Mr. Lester, I've sent you a request to unmute your device. If you will just...
I got it, man. Let me talk to my daughter.
All right, we are on the record in file 23-21516-FH, People versus Donald Raymond Lamont Lester. We are here today for a pretrial hearing in this case, and we are proceeding today by video conference and also in person. We are, or first let me ask the attorneys to place their appearance on the record, beginning with Ms. McClure.
BB McClure, on behalf of People.
Your Honor, Michael Dagger-Margosian for Mr. Lester.
All right, and Mr. Dagger-Margosian, where do we stand with Mr. Lester's case today?
Your Honor, at this point, I don't, there's a breakdown of attorney-client relationship. I can't move forward and represent Mr. Lester. I've, without getting into the details, obviously those are privileged, but it's that Mr. Lester either needs to move forward pro se, and I can certainly be on standby, or I can conflict this out, but our office is not going to be able to represent Mr. Lester.
Yeah, I would like the ACLU to report. I forwarded everything to the ACLU. They already have my file and the Civil Rights Commission.
Mr. Lester, I'm sorry, but the microphone at the jail is really bad. There's a bad echo there.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, so I can hear you. The issue is if you could talk not quite so loudly, because it's an echo in the room that causes the problem.
I'm moving the ACLU and the Civil Rights Commission already are on this. You can move my file to those. They already, I have sent them my complaints. I've also got the failure to appear, what I was picked up for in the first place, was dismissed. And Mr. Margosian is trying to move forward with a trial, and I'm not feeling that. I want to move for an immediate dismissal because I was harassed for 3 days, and they already have wind of this. There should be they should be asking for the body cams from August 2nd as well as the 4th. I still haven't went over any evidence. So the Civil Rights Commission has my paperwork, and my affidavits rather, and the ACLU is on standby as well. I just rather for my whole file to go to them and let them represent them. Let them take a look at what's going on. I don't have any transcripts. I haven't talked to Mr. Margosian since then. I had to have the jail email the courts for a court date because I've been sitting here for so long. Like I said, the failure to appear got dismissed. That's what I was picked up for originally.
Okay, so Mr. Lester, you've been charged with possession of methamphetamine and 2 counts of assaulting, resisting, obstructing a police officer. You have previously been represented by the Public Defender's Office, and they are requesting to withdraw as your attorney at this point. If that were to happen, another attorney would be assigned to you.
I just said the ACLU. I don't know what part of that nobody understands, but the ACLU is on standby as well as the Civil Rights Commission. I said it again. You can forward that all over there to them, and they'll take the case without no money. You know it like I know it.
So, Mr. Lester, that is not an option that I have to send this case over to the ACLU. If you want the ACLU,
I do though, So let's get that understood. Now I have that opportunity to do that, and I'm requesting that on record.
okay, you can request that, but the court is not in a position to do that. If you want someone else to represent,
am, sir. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not simple as you just put your case together and send it to him. It's not even you. Mr. Margosian can do it. It's not even your office that needs to do it.
Mr. Lester, please don't interrupt me when I'm talking to you.
Right. Here we go.
All right. Right now, the Public Defender's Office represents you.
No, they don't. He just said he didn't want to represent you.
All right, Mr. Lester is off camera. I don't know whether he's still in the room.
I'm standing right here. I can hear everybody. I'm here as a third-party intervener and a special appearance.
All right, Mr. Lester, are you in agreement with Mr. Dagger-Margosian's request to withdraw from your case?
That's on him. Like I said before, I wanted to go to the ACLU or the Civil Rights Commission. I'm going to say it again for the court of record. They are on standby. They already know about all of this. I shouldn't have never been picked up in the first place. I was harassed for 3 days. 3 days, and you have the transcripts right there in front of you when the officers admitted that they just wanted me. And it's in the police report.
Mr. Lester, I need a yes or no answer to the question of whether you were.
Again, that's on him.
Mr. Lester, I've muted your device, Mr. Lester, because you are being disruptive and you are not allowing this court process to continue. I'm going to give this one more opportunity. I'm going to unmute your device. I'm going to ask you the question. If you don't answer or if you continue with this disruptive behavior, I am going to hold you in contempt and sentence you to 93 days in jail.
Very unprofessional.
Mr. Lester, are you in agreement or are you not in agreement with Mr. Dagger-Magosian's request to withdraw as your attorney?
Well, if you please, yeah, I'm in agreement. If you please send that file over to the ACLU, please. I'm in agreement with that. Mr. Margosian, are you in agreement with you send that over to the ACLU, please?
Can I get like a contact information? I mean, I don't just send a file to
You know, okay, yeah, but you know where the ACLU office is. I can get that to you. Yes, no problem. You can go off screen. I can get that to you. I have it right here in front of you. No problem. No problem.
And if that for whatever reason, I mean, that's outside the normal.
Man, I'm not. It's as simple as name. My rights have been violated. You know that. We're not going to keep going back and forth. I'm not doing whatever.
Mr. Lester, please stop. So Mr. Lester has consented to to Mr. Dagger-Magosian withdrawing as his attorney. If there's some arrangement for Mr. Dagger-Magosian to send information to the ACLU, that is, the court has no control over whether he is going to do that, and the court has no authority to require him to do that.
And Your Honor,
what the court is required to do under this process is to provide for the appointment of a special public defender. If Mr. Lester can get the ACLU to represent him, then you need to make arrangements to do that. And if there's an appearance filed by the ACLU, then they are welcome to represent him. But as it stands now, he is without attorney, and the court will make the appropriate arrangements to have a special public defender appointed. If the ACLU wants to substitute in place of that person, they are welcome to do so.
I also like for a PR bond. I've been sitting here almost 180 days. My bond is ridiculous. My family's not going to be able to pay that.
All right, I will adjourn this case to February 7th.
I'm requesting a bond, please, for the court of record.
Mr. Lester, let me do one thing at a time. You're constantly interrupting me.
I'm just tired, man. I'm tired.
Stop interrupting me, Mr. Lester.
Damn. How did it, man?
Pretrial is adjourned to February 7th at 8:15 a.m. Mr. Lester has made a request for a personal recognizance bond. Court has addressed the issue of bond with Mr. Lester numerous times previously. My decision on bond and reasons for it at this point have not changed.
Supposed to be professional.
Mr. Lester currently has a...
Too expensive, sir. Too expensive.
Mr. Lester currently has a $5,000 cash or surety bond in this case, and that is appropriate, in my opinion, to assure his further appearances at this court. And so I'm going to deny the request for a personal recognizance bond.
That's crazy. Because I ain't white. Mr. Margosian,
Mr. Lester, all right, you know what, Mr. Lester, stop. I muted your device, Mr. Lester. You have been warned repeatedly by me in this hearing as well as in other hearings. You are in contempt of this court as a result of your behavior here today. It's a sentence of the court that you served 93 days in the Lenawee County Jail. There's no further information that the court needs to find the contempt. It was directed in the presence of the court and after being warned numerous times. So, Mr. Lester, you can let the officer that's with you know that you are done with court for today. I will put the device.
In this pretrial hearing, the judge focused heavily on bond, courtroom procedure, and the defendant's ability to participate appropriately in the case. The court reduced Lester's bond from $20,000 to $5,000 cash or surety with a GPS tether, but denied a personal recognizance bond based on concerns including his criminal history, prior escape conviction, resisting and obstructing allegations, and questions about his likelihood of appearing in court. Later, communication problems between Lester and multiple appointed attorneys led to repeated requests for new counsel, while the judge explained that Lester could not simply choose a different public defender. The court also emphasized that the ACLU could only represent him if it formally entered the case. As Lester repeatedly interrupted the proceedings despite warnings and continued speaking over the judge ultimately found him in contempt and imposed a 93-day jail sentence. The key legal issue is that courtroom participation requires following reasonable judicial instructions, even when a defendant strongly disagrees with the court or their attorney.